Good morning, Squad. I got like 2 minutes before I go live. I literally had 6:10, and I'm getting up off this live. I have 15 minutes to come and share with y'all. Eat my oatmeal. Eat me some oatmeal before I go. Get a chance for some people to get up in here. I like the fact I can put something on it. I love this. Okay. No one in here with us. Good morning. Y'all, I wait for some of y'all to get in here. I got literally 15 minutes. I got to jump off of here at 6:10, maybe 6:15, finish getting dressed and go to the school. But I had to say, I'm eating my oatmeal. And I'm waiting for a little bit more y'all to get in here. Good morning. I got to tell y'all about my day when I went to the school. I can't wait till I get back. And I supposed to told y'all about it yesterday, but it was so stressful yesterday. I got to tell y'all about the school. Oatmeal. These are the bags of oatmeal. I really don't like these. I like the ones on the stove that you cook, not the bag ones, the old fashioned one. But I'm in a rush, and I wanted something on my stomach before I left because I didn't eat no dinner last night. I need some peach. My son, the other ones that's in the bag. Yeah, I know I did. I don't want to be too loud, but my son sleep. He just look. I know I did observation yesterday, right? I went to Easter Seal. When I say I'm getting there as early as I can so I can get out, I love kids. Lord knows I love kids. I was in this classroom, 11 kids. Out them 11 kids, only 4 spoke English. I asked the teacher how they communicate. They said the best way possible. I've never had to do an observation like that before in my life. When I say I didn't know what was going on in this room, everything was going on. One girl I had, okay, let me say it again. I had 2 kids in wheelchair. One had cerebral palsy. Was born with a bone disease, so she was handicapped. I had 3 that speak Spanish. I had a set of twins who speak another language. I didn't know what they were talking about. I had 2 autistic kids in there, and I had 2 HD kids. Two kids had ADHD, and the autistic kids they was on nonverbal, and and the 2 autistic kids was nonverbal, and the young lady who was in the who had a bone disease, she was nonverbal too. The autistic person, he was nonverbal. The other ones who didn't speak English, I didn't know what they were talking about. I did not know what was going on. When I say they was getting up on bookshelves, literally getting up on bookshelves, jumping over, getting on top of couches, jumping over, getting on top of tables, jumping over. When I say, I don't think I'm supposed to do was observe. I find myself in there trying to get the kids, trying to help them, not communicating. I did more teaching than anything. We got them in morning circle. We was in morning circle for like an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. They was in morning circle throwing books, throwing toys, spitting, biting. And I ain't deal with kids who had special needs before. I did. One little boy, they said he must like me because he kept coming up in my face, filling my face. And I kept telling him, I was trying to be funny, y'all. He was digging up his nose, had snot coming everywhere. And I kept telling him, baby, you can't. What was his name? I'm going to say John. I said, John, you can't put your hand in my face now. Man, I told little boy that, and I think I was getting slapped. I said, oh my God. When I say I'm getting there early, I'm getting there early so I can get out. I'm being there 8 o'clock. I already took my shower. My clothes laying out on the bed. I'm gonna throw my clothes on. I'm getting out of here. I want to be at the subway at 7 o'clock because I want to get there at 8 and I want to be gone. And they had a lot of help. It's just that they didn't have no control over the kids. And I know it was frustrating for the kids because one lady speaks Spanish, but she speaks barely Spanish. And they trying to communicate and they can't. And I'm like, how can y'all? And I know everybody need a job. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with the kids. I'm just saying, how can y'all take care of some kids and y'all don't understand what they saying? Like that to me, that's not right. I'm doing my observation. I'm writing down what they see, but I can't hear. So I had to find this app to put that would translate what they were saying in order for me to do my observation when I can come in here and write what I write. I just wrote what I think. I honestly did, but it was just like her name was Riley. I told her I thought I would never forget her name. Riley was tormenting the kids. She's nonverbal, and she kept coming over there beside me. She was talking to me, and I couldn't understand it, and it was making me so frustrated. And this is before I put the album on. Once I put the album on, I knew she was saying. She nonverbal. I knew what the other kids around me saying, but I still couldn't. I couldn't really talk to her. But they said she must like me because she keep coming over beside me, rubbing up against me, wanted me to put her shoes on because she took her shoes off, throwing it at people. So she wanted me to put her shoes on. And then every time I made a move, she would come over and find me and come and sit beside me or something. But when I say this was a rush, this observation was off the chain. Mm-mm, baby. Mm-mm. I'm, and they were 3 years old. Three. Three. Only one was 4, and that was Riley. Rest of them was 3. I'm going with the 2 year olds. But the thing about this, oatmeal good. I'm the thing about this is by me getting there at 8 o'clock, the 3 and the 2 year olds gonna be together. They're gonna be together, which I don't have no problem with because I want to get in and get out. Yesterday it rained. DC it was raining really bad. So one of the children therapist came in. Her speech therapist came in. I said, "Hey, is it still raining outside?" She was like, "No, it ain't raining." And the lady said, "Oh no, if it was raining or not, we still take them outside." She said, "Because we don't take them outside, and they know it's time to go outside." She said, "You think they doing what they doing now, Miss Waller?" Dad said it's whole classroom out. Why they went outside in the rain? I was gonna go with them. I went out there with them. It was freezing. It was pouring down raining, freezing. I told them, "Y'all on your own. Y'all walk. I'm not walking in the rain. I'm not taking the kids in the rain." The kids had coats on. They had a little rain stuff because they like if they don't get out and go outside like they're supposed to, even for a walk, they they spins off. They do what they want. That reminds you, the class was already off the chain. I was in this young. I was like, don't get me twisted. I got my glasses. My shadows keep saying in the glasses. Don't get it twisted. I love kids. Lord knows I do. But these kids in this class, oh my God, I couldn't imagine being with a child for 8 hours and not understanding what they talking about. And I know it's frustrating for me. Just imagine the kids. They had a set of twins in there. They didn't speak Spanish. They spoke some other language and they spoke a little bit of English. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have, because I couldn't help them. I couldn't help them as a teacher. It would make me want to go learn Spanish. I couldn't help them as a teacher. And I would want to help my kids because you don't know what's going on with them. They talking to you and you don't understand what they saying. How you be in a classroom with 11 kids and you don't really understand what they saying? Because half of them speak different languages. And that should have been, if they knew they had a lot of kids in there that speak Spanish, they should have somebody in there who know how to speak Spanish too. That's just that's how I'm thinking. Because to not understand a child is the worst thing you could do because a child could be in pain. It has something wrong with, and you don't know how to communicate. They want to communicate with you and they don't know no other way to communicate it other than what they were doing yesterday. Throwing stuff, doing this, acting out, yelling, spitting. They don't know how to communicate. Well, as I know, that child could have did something to them. And the only reaction they could do because they can't tell us is to bite them or to hit them or throw a shoe. Like I could not imagine not communicating with kids. I couldn't imagine being there with them for 8 hours and can't communicate with them. Like who does that? Like I was like, I came home told my sister, told my cousins. I was just like, I couldn't imagine doing that. It just like that to me, that's not right. That's right. And the fact that the parents know these people don't really speak. Got one person that speak a little Spanish, and I don't know. I just me as a mother, me as a I need to put this back on. As a teacher, I couldn't imagine. She said exactly that's what I was going to say. I couldn't imagine. I honestly couldn't imagine. And when I say I couldn't wait to leave, and I'm not gonna lie, and it was one little girl, the one I said who had a bone disease. Her, I'm gonna say her name Karen. She followed me. She followed me like Riley did, but she followed me. And when they took her out her wheelchair because she's not always in her wheelchair and have her move, and she was on the floor. Little girl maneuvered like I don't know, but she can't sit beside me. She can't talk, but she just sat beside me, smiling and kept putting stuff in her hand, giving it to me, and I would take it. But I couldn't really communicate, and I couldn't speak because if I did say something to her, which I was, talking to her, she can't respond to me. She couldn't respond to me, and I didn't like it. And I can't write nothing down because she's 3. She don't know how to read. Like, only thing I did was like, I loved her hair. I was like, did you enjoy your breakfast? I was saying little things that she'll smile and everything. But if I got up and went to the other side and she don't walk, she'll crawl over there with me and sit beside me. And by her legs, she have a bone disease. Her legs is kind of mixed up, so she can kind of throw her legs any type of way. And And when she threw her legs, I was like, they never told me she had a bone. They just said that she couldn't walk, this and that. That's when I told the lady, hey, I said, how she do that? And that's when she told me, hey, she have a bone disease, this and that. What was going with her? She's handicapped and she nonverbal. So that's when they told me she had a bone disease. So that's pretty much she could do it. And they was like, they got to telling me about her history and stuff like that, how they said that they said she been there since she was a baby, how she would never walk. I mean, how she would never be able to do anything. Little girl move around just as good, even though she's not walking. She move and slides and all that. She just can't talk and she can't walk. Then we had one. Then I had one child there who was in a trach, but he's 2. We have a 2-year-old, and that's who I'm going to do today. I have a 2-year-old child in there. He's 2 with autism, and he has a trach and he has a feeding tube. So that's who I'm going to follow today. And he's in a wheelchair. Yeah, so he's 2. He's in a wheelchair. He's 2. He's in a wheelchair. He has a trach and a feeding tube. A trach, a feeding tube. Is there somebody here? for him to breathe. It's right here. It's a breathing tube. I think it's a tray. I might be mistaken. I might be wrong. She said you have a gift for children. I hope so. I might be wrong, but it's a tube right here that he have right here to breathe, and he have a feeding tube, and he's in a wheelchair, and he can't, and he's nonverbal, and he's two, because I told him I want to deal with 2 years. I don't want to do. I did autism ADHD yesterday. I had to do something else. And if I knew they had somebody that was cerebral palsy, I would have waited to do mine on cerebral palsy for the video, but it's cool. But the little boy who had cerebral palsy, he's nonverbal, and she kept messing with him. The girl, he's in a wheelchair. I love he got a bomb wheelchair, but on his wheelchair has all types of stuff for him to do and mess. But he only can use. He's only able to use. Let me see his left hand to play with it. The other little girl kept coming, taking his toys, pulling his hair, and he can't talk. And he just doing like this. And I kept saying, Riley, no, no, no. Gentle touch, gentle touch. And she'll smile at me because she's nonverbal. She'll just smile at me. And I'll say, gentle touch, gentle touch. And I can say, Riley, gentle touch. We don't do that to our friends, gentle touch. You can rub his hand. And I was like, see, rub. It was just hard to communicate. It was so hard to communicate. It was given. Oh my God, y'all. It was just. I gotta get up out here because I gotta go. Oh yeah, okay. I got 3 more minutes because I gotta go get changed because I gotta get out there. When I say I want to be there 8 o'clock, I want to be there 8 o'clock. No joke, no joke. I want to be there 8 o'clock. Even though the two, 3 and 4 years gonna be together, I want to get in there. I want to be gone at 11 because they go for a walk at 11. Let me tell you about the wall. I told you we was in the rain. They got these little things that they connect different colors. They put the girl, the one who's nonverbal, they got everybody because everybody outside to go outside. She didn't, she kept taking her shoes off and throwing, but I kept putting her shoes on. She kept coming back to me, put her shoes on. So it was time to go outside. The little girl flicked off. She went on the floor, got the high, and they had her chained to everybody else. She didn't pull everybody else down on the floor. She pulled all the little kids down the floor. 'Cause she's three, but she's a big three. She about five. She gonna be real tall. Other kids, they look three because they little. She pulled everybody on the floor. We finally got her together to go outside. Do you know the little girl broke leash? Went running down the street. I look, because let me remind you, I was outside with them for like 10 minutes, if 10 minutes, because it was freezing, it was raining, and I wasn't doing that. I looked out the door. I told her, I'm charging my phone now because I need a charge to call me an Uber. But I didn't catch an Uber. I wound up catching a subway when I went walking on 14th Street and doing a lot of just looking around. So I looked out the, I was like, is that Rowdy? I, I grabbed my phone. Look, I said she booking. Teachers running after her, running after her. Little girl gone. Little girl gone. Let me remind you, she nonverbal. I'm saying I'm glad she can hear. They finally caught her. They brought him in. Why would you? I said, hi, y'all. I said, did y'all have the thing on it? They was like, she broke it. I said, Lord Jesus. The little girl broke loose. The little girl was busting down Gerard Street. She was busting. If y'all know DC, y'all know what Gerard Street is. They got 13 Hank of Gerard. She was down Gerard Street. Little girl was gone. I don't know how they caught her. I don't know how they called it because it was actually for teachers out there and one therapist person. And I do like that they did have a lot of help in that particular room because it's 11 of them and they really do need a lot of help because all of them had a different personality. Some of them can't speak no English and all of them have some type of disability. That lady was running after that girl. I swear to God, I think she was going to catch her. They caught her though. They brought him back in. First of all, y'all shouldn't have had him out there in the rain. I don't care how bad they flick off. It was raining like cats and dogs. But when they went out there, it wasn't raining as bad. I can't say that. But it was raining to the point it was wet outside. And I wasn't going out there and it was freezing. I'm wearing a big coat today. Even though I'm leaving at 11 and they go out at 11. Y'all, I just had to tell y'all about my day and what I'm about to go and do in there. So let me get up out here. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, yeah. Y'all will hear about it tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. I mean today than it was yesterday because I am going to be with the 2 years, but I had to let y'all know. Like, oof. When I got back here, I told myself, I am tired. Like, I walked, but I'm like, I'm tired because it was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. But it was also interesting because I got to be with the kids, and the fact they like me and they wanted to talk to me, I did like that. But TT Squad, I gotta go because I gotta get on here. I said I only had 15 minutes, but I was up here for 20. Like, share, subscribe, TT Squad. I gotta go. I gotta go. I don't even know how to end. Yeah, I gotta end my life. I gotta go. I gotta get up out here. Bye.